I think sometimes, too, being on set can be so weird because, you know, you can meet someone for the first day and then be making out with them 20 minutes later, you know, something like that. So I think it's
I'm
good
right here.
Guys, congratulations. An actual Beetlejuice sequel exists. I didn't know this day would ever happen, but here we are.
We didn't know
Thank
either.
you so much, yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Who would have thought?
Tim pulled it off.
Tim definitely pulled it off. I've
Yeah.
literally been pestering like Michael and Winona for over a decade about this. So I guess my first question is, who's more shocked to be here? Catherine, did you believe Jenna's nominating herself?
Sorry, I just cut you off, but
No.
it's true.
Why are you
You're
shocked?
more shocked.
Yeah, what are
Yeah.
the chances that I end up in the, I mean, well, for you, I know you didn't. I'm gonna let you speak for yourself.
No, I
But
didn't
I'm-
expect it, but it seems right.
This is the
So,
time. It's
yeah,
happening
you
the right
seem
way.
to think you're more shocked, but it's so wouldn't have happened without you. So it's all, yeah. But go ahead. Try to answer your own question.
No,
in
I
your
want
own
you each
words.
to answer each other's questions.
Okay, for the rest of the interview?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Why is
Your
this so
journey
shocking?
We could. We've heard each other say.
But here's my question. You obviously know Tim by now. You're working with Tim. You probably hear the scuttlebutt, oh, there's going to be a new Beetlejuice movie. So what's the etiquette on set? Do you say, hey, is there a room for a teenager of my ilk, perhaps?
I would never. I would never. I was so glad to be working with Tim on Wednesday. I actually heard about Beetlejuice because, you know who leaked it? The writers of this script leaked it a little bit before, and I was so excited for them and so happy for them. In the last, 2 weeks of shooting Wednesday, they let me know that they were working on Beetlejuice, and I thought it was great because we were with Tim in Romania for 8 months, and it was wonderful that they had built a working relationship that, something like that resulted. And I thought, oh man, I have so much fun with that, guys. Congratulations. And then it was 7 months later, 8 months later, and I'm on Tim's couch with the Beetlejuice script in my hand. I just couldn't believe that it had happened or it had gotten to that point.
Being an actor is a surreal, odd experience upon experience, but being on the set of a Beetlejuice movie, seeing Michael again in that outfit, the makeup, fair to say this is kind of a goosebump moment when you're on set?
No, it's freaky.
Time travel, in a way?
Freaky, and it's like no time passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you don't look in the mirror. That's true. But it is like no time passed.
Yeah.
Fresh face here. Winona's not changed. Michael is always dead.
Right, yeah, how convenient for him. He can always be dead.
I know, that's it. I'm only playing dead people for me with moldy faces and rotten teeth. No, it was wonderful. It was surreal and freaky and like no time had passed, and all of a sudden we're here and Michael just dove right in, and between takes he was Michael. And just saying, do you believe we're here? We're doing it. We're actually doing it.
That must be even freakier when you hear him speaking as Michael in the outfit.
It's the
There's
worst.
so much
it's
Michael.
so confusing.
Yeah, but there's so much Michael in Beetlejuice.
Sure.
But he doesn't deserve the confidence that Michael has. But he's delusional.
Right.
So it's him. Michael is so much there that, yeah.
Part of I was talking to Winona about this, Lydia's character in particular has resonated so much over decades with young people and young women. I myself am strange and unusual is just a quote that I feel like every young person, when they hear that, they see themselves, they feel themselves.
Yeah.
Is that a line that resonates with both of you in different ways?
It resonates with me, definitely, just because I think the life path that I chose for myself was very unexpected and kind of had no real catalyst other than just my own 7-year-old brain going, oh man, maybe this would be, so it's kind of like a weird situation that I've seen myself in. But I think also for a lot of people in this day and age, and a tale as old as time, but I think with social media it's definitely heightened where it's very easy to feel misunderstood or not seen or not appreciated, and that's something that you kind of see our characters in this one.
Yeah, it's just that age too.
Yeah.
It's hard to grow up. It's hard to be grown up. And yeah, and I think Tim in so many of his movies really understands and empathizes with the outsider.
Yes.
Who has this armor. The look of, their look is an armor for them, but they also so need to be loved.
Of course.
And they feel so out of it. I personally was not like that. I was just a nut, and I was out there hi, my name is Catherine. I don't know where that came from. So I somehow didn't feel that.
Right.
I've actually grown to feel that. I feel more of that now at my age, I think.
Ironic,
than,
yeah.
more self-conscious than I did at that age.
Talking about iconic lines, I rewatched the original for the 10,000th time this week. I want to talk about a particular line reading. Catherine.
If you don't let me gut out this house and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me!
The way you deliver that is such a choice.
Because it's my line.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So that was an improv? That was something you came
I
up
don't know,
with?
it was improv, or I said, Tim, what about this? You know?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And was that the only way to deliver it as far as you were concerned? Do you remember in the
I
moment?
meant it. You know, it just made sense to me. I'm going to go insane, and I'll take you with me, which is what you do when you want to torture somebody who's made you feel insane.
Yeah.
Right? So just, no, there was no, I don't know. When you're into it and having a great time,
Yeah, you can go for it.
the last thing you want to do is think about how to say a line.
Of course.
That's like the worst. You watch people audition, you could tell. Oh, actually, I saw a movie. Oh, I don't want to say what it was. But you could tell this woman in a movie, and no one stopped her. You could tell she had thought about exactly how she was going to say each line.
Just overthink it as opposed to just be in the moment.
And the other people around her were acting naturally. I don't know how they worked off of her, because there was not one unplanned moment. It's not the way you want to come off.
I mean, this kind of thing that Catherine's saying must be so invaluable for you. No, but truly, to work with like someone
I'm
like Catherine.
talking about her.
No, that's not what I meant. But like hearing like that kind of wisdom from Catherine.
No. Yeah, you knew it was you.
And Winona every day must be like a masterclass to hear from these folks that have been doing it in the best way possible.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And also with something like this, you know, you guys, not only had you worked with Tim multiple times before, you're obviously, they're all so experienced and so acclaimed in their field and their careers that there was a lot of pressure joining a franchise like Beetlejuice, because it's Beetlejuice, and who thought that it was ever going to happen again. Then I'm working with all of these giants, but then it also was great because it definitely was, I was so confused, and new character, you know, fitting into this family that existed before me. It was incredibly beneficial to be able to watch and play with these people who had played these characters and were familiar with the characters and story and had absolutely killed it on the first one. And that was like a really fresh and new, you know, way of thinking. And while this film is still very original in a sense, it was nice to know that, okay, well, some people here know what they're doing. And
Or not.
They're gonna take care of their
yeah,
stuff.
I just got to observe as much as I possibly could, and then go, okay, so where can I, you know, slip in here, and that's what.
Have you learned at this point like how to like chill out and not stress too much? Because you're in these increasingly high pressure situations. I just saw look. No, apparently not.
No,
What?
Jenna claims to have been nervous during this
I
and
was.
self-conscious.
I'm nervous every day of my life. Every day
You hide it
I
so
get up,
well.
I have no idea what I'm gonna say or what I'm gonna do or how it's gonna, you know.
Ask anyone who's asked me about you, and I'd say, oh, she's so cool. What a lovely confidence. She's so playful and loose and fun, and really,
All an illusion.
yeah.
Well, yeah, how nice. Yeah,
And every actor on this-
I'm a huge liar.
You're good.
a
You're
good
an
actor.
Yeah.
I'm just practicing my craft.
But everyone on the set,
24/7.
Yeah.
everyone on the set is scared. We're actors.
Yeah.
Insecure
I
actors.
think- I
That's
think
what we
Do a
are.
good job.
I think
Well,
it's-
you have this
Yeah.
one chance in this one take.
Yeah.
Really,
It was
each take
this
to do
was
it.
a huge
Yeah.
opportunity and
For everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for me especially, I just never thought that something like this would have happened. And also, I think it's good. You should be scared.
Yeah.
you should be
Scared is
scared.
good.
You should be scared. Yeah, because otherwise, what's motivating you? How are you gonna, you know? And fear also has the same qualities as excitement. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of however you decide to look at it that day. You can say I'm scared every day or I'm excited every day. It's,
And if you're smart and open, you will learn from everyone, whether they're more experienced or less experienced, or what you. If you're open, you'll learn from everyone.
I have to say, I've talked to a bunch of your co-stars in recent years who always talk about your great taste in both film and music, Jenna.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd said like you were the go-to for good music recommendations.
That's great.
Winona was just saying like she connected with you because she's a big film nerd, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And like your reference points are like on point.
oh no way.
Do you take that responsibility to be the music film expert on a set?
I don't know how it happened, but I think it's just, I don't know if it's because I assume that the people that I'm working with, because we all work in creative fields, that maybe that's what we connect on. But I think sometimes too, being on set can be so weird because, you know, you can meet someone for the first day and then be making out with them 20 minutes later, you know, something like that. So I think it's
I'm
good
right
to,
here.
Just made it awkward.
Yeah.
Just say that to everything.
But I think it's really music. I think when I'm trying to like jumpstart something, I think it's a really good way to get to know someone and
Right.
you know their taste, and same thing with film. So recently I was forced to get like a Letterboxd account, so I'll go and I'll ask people like what have they been watching recently, and then I also music, it's like, well, what do you listen to? Because I think that's a great insight into
Yeah.
people, and then I can make little playlists and get to know them a little better.
Was there a Beetlejuice playlist? What were you listening
There was,
to?
but I didn't get very far on it. I actually tried to listen to more Richard Harris, and I don't know why I did that.
Did
I
you
don't know
record a
why
whole
I did
album?
that. No, I went through the album. Oh man, I think I actually got the vinyl. I got the vinyl in New York when the strike happened. We had just wrapped, and I got a Richard Harris vinyl with MacArthur Park on it.
What any recommendations this summer that I should know about? Clue
Oh
me
my
in,
God.
clue us in.
This summer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're like, I don't too
This
much.
is whatever. I think Nina Simone is always safe. One of my favorite songs by her is "I Want to Pour a Little Sugar in Your Bowl." For the younger people, "Brat" by Charlie XCX. I know everyone knows it, but it is
That's great.
It's bonkers. She also has incredible stuff from back in the day. And one of my favorite songs in that like hyperpop world is "Vroom Vroom" because Sophie is incredible. If you like Charlie XCX, you'll like Sophie. I don't know. I could go on.
Please, I mean, MTV wants you to go on. Trust
Oh
me.
yeah, it's MTV.
Wait, may I suggest watching the Motown 25th anniversary from
Love it.
1983, I think. Have you ever seen it?
I
It was
haven't.
the first time Michael Jackson did the moonwalk in public. The audience went,
Oh, I've seen that on
"Whoa,"
YouTube.
Right? But the most beautiful, beautiful moment, extended moment in the show is Marvin Gaye. He starts on the piano, just kind of improvising and in this most poetic way talking about life, which is sadly, what he says is sadly still so relevant in what's going on in the world. And then he stands up and sings what's going on, and I defy you not to cry. It's so, so beautiful.
Again, watching the original film, speaking of music, the Deo sequence is iconic, obviously.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't have Beetlejuice without some music, some dancing. I'm not going to ruin what we see in this, but that is in there. Last time Tim had you dancing, it kind of became a thing.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So were you all in when you heard we're going to do something different, but we are going to be getting on our feet and doing
I
something?
think I just read it and went, oh shit.
Yeah!
Here we go again.
Yeah, what do you even do? And that last time it was so thrown together and so unexpected. I didn't even know what I was doing on set. It was so embarrassing the first time doing that. And then
First time?
yeah, and then this one I would say it was equally more embarrassing, but I was glad that other people were being dragged into it with me.
Right.
Because
That's
last
the
time
key.
it was just like a couple hundred extras all standing in a circle watching me, whereas like at least this time everyone looked pretty stupid.
Yeah, but again, so cool. In Wednesday? Oh,
Insane.
Yeah.
That's the key
Insane.
to acting, to shut out the noise.
Yeah.
You know you look like an idiot sometimes, but it's all for a good cause.
Well, every once in a while when I do a scene, I do look to the crew and let them know, like, guys, I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing. Like, you've got to look
No,
away.
they're like this. It's okay.
I know. Well, that's the thing. You see the boom operator every once in a while. You like might make eye contact with someone as you're turning it.
And you yell,
We
get
do-
out of my eye line.
It's a really embarrassing job, but when you're committed, it's actually not because then
Yeah.
it's like.
And it's playful.
Yeah, it's silly. This
And
whole
you know
thing's
you're in
silly.
good hands. You know Tim's going to make you look good in the edit. It's going
Yeah.
to be all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Halloween has to figure prominently in the storyline. It's a Tim Burton movie. He
Right.
loves Halloween. Astrid has a great Halloween costume in this. You both
Does
have.
she?
I would say it's a unique one. How about that?
Yeah. Thank you.
It's unique, for sure.
Both of you've had many characters over the years that have been, I'm sure, dressed up for Halloween. Is that always a treat to see a character you've
Yeah.
played?
It is. I did a show called Schitt's Creek, and I've seen a lot of our family, Rose family,
Yes.
done by so many families across the world. It's really,
the highest
it's really
compliment
sweet,
in a way,
the effort
yeah.
they put into it, and how beautifully some of them do it. The costumes they make, and the wigs they find. And no, it's a sweet compliment.
Yeah, I hadn't really had any of that until this last Halloween or
You
the
did
last
with
two
Wednesday, I'm
Halloweens.
sure.
Yeah, and I was actually in Brooklyn this last Halloween, and I was walking around, and I saw this girl who's a part of like a field trip, and there was a couple of Wednesdays, but I caught one of them, a little blonde girl who's like 6. She was at the end of the line, and I looked at her with a coffee in my hand. I just came out of a cafe. I was like, "Oh, I like your costume," and she
No.
looked at me, and she like ran out of
Yeah,
because she
yeah.
had no idea who the
Yeah.
hell I was.
That's
And I was
great.
like, "Oh my god, I think I just traumatized that poor girl." And
No.
then later in the day, I was walking, and a couple people asked for a photo with me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, of course, like let's do it." Took a photo with these two girls, and they were like, "Yeah, it's such an incredible Jenna Ortega costume," and then they went away.
That you had on? No. Oh, that's great.
The best Jenna Ortega costume I've ever seen.
That's great.
Thank you. I was like, "Oh, sick, like nice."
I know back in the day, and maybe, I don't know if you're still obsessed, you said you were obsessed with Stranger Things. So what's the etiquette on set of when you bring up Stranger Things with Winona?
I've been so bad about Stranger Things because obviously it all came out and it was huge deal. It still is a huge deal. And I have so much respect. I love sci-fi. I love it when it could be done well. I did not make it past the first season, so it's been a couple years because I'm bad with TV. I am bad with TV, so I don't
But
want...
it's there waiting for you.
The reason why I say this is I don't want to be questioned on it later
right.
and like embarrass myself. So let it be known that whenever that first came out, that was the last. And I obviously respect Winona because of that, but I also, it's so much of what she did when she was younger as well. Heathers was a huge deal to me. Mermaids is incredible. Obviously her stuff with Tim. I love Black Swan. I love Jim Jarmusch movies, like Night on Earth is a comfort movie for me. So, you know, there was just her Age of Innocence, like I could go on. Bram Stoker's Dracula, she's insane. She's insane. She's only been a part of incredible stuff and has incredible taste. So that's kind of where my Winona interest.
She's also like probably one of the very few human beings on the planet that knows what you have been going through, the kind of situation you're in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something you articulate to her or it's kind of unspoken, but like to even know that.
Yeah, we definitely sat down and have talked about it extensively, and it's really, really reassuring and comforting, especially because when we were shooting Beetlejuice, it hadn't even been a year since Wednesday came out, so everything was still fresh and new, and it's scary. It's like a terrifying feeling, and I don't say that to complain or to say, oh, you know, it's so hard, you know, doing it. But you know,
it is hard being loved.
Yeah, but it is. It is like a lot happens, and it's definitely an adjustment. Very grateful to be where I am, and she had kind of a similar thing to say. It was just so nice to speak to someone who actually understood me, because you know, you can turn to your family who loves and supports you, but you know, they don't know. Yeah. You know, so it was just like really insightful and opening, and that was definitely one of the things we connected on.
There are certain movies that should get a sequel and shouldn't get a sequel, and Tim's like been very articulate about this. Like he was open to this for years if you got the story right and it happened in the right time, as you said. But like, where are we at in other things? Like Edward Scissorhands, for instance, he said, just leave it alone. Yeah. Like, do we feel like that? Like that's like if he called you up tomorrow and said, you know what? Edith Scissorhands is calling to me, Jenna.
That's good.
What would you say?
No, you know what I would say about that specifically as well? I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special, but we should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. Like I don't want to see like Jamie Bond. I want to see just like another badass. So yeah, something like that, definitely leave it. And also the beauty of something like Edward is the mystery. I think it's very sensitive. You see, Beetlejuice can still somewhat be original because he exists in no specific time. You could take him back to the 1800s if you really wanted to, you know? Like, you really can make an anthology movie series with him. Exactly, go to the future.
Yeah. No, it's a fairy tale. Exactly. It's a timeless fairy tale.
Yeah, something. There's.
Oh no, it's real.
I think you gotta.
What? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely suss it out. Suss it out.
The original Beetlejuice, important for many reasons to many people. You met your husband on the first Beetlejuice.
He also designed Edward Scissorhands.
Of course he did. I know. Yeah. So that's a high watermark for life-changing experiences on a film.
It is.
Did Beetlejuice Change your life in any comparable way?
And it's a good movie.
It is. That's important to mention.
There are a lot of, I won't name them now, but there are a lot of couples who have met on movies and got married, but the movie turns out to be not so good, but at least they met each other and became happy couples.
Yes.
But
there's
we're
no
lucky.
at least here.
We're lucky. We were part of a good movie and we're still married.
Yes.
So that's, we're very lucky.
So it can't possibly reach that kind of moment for you, but this is a moment. This changes your life and career in a moment, in a way, I would think. Not putting that on her.
Yeah, no, it most definitely did. I'm so lucky to have been able to not only work with people that I just respected so much, but then also like I care about you so much. I care about Winona so much. A great relationship with Justin. You know, like it's just been so nice getting to know these people. And shooting this movie was unlike anything I'd experienced before. It was just so much more lively and creative than I just had never seen anything so collaborative and fun and special. So I think I'll always cherish that experience, and I learned a lot from it, and I want to take bits and pieces of it with me wherever I go.
It's a good rule of thumb. Surround yourself with good, creative people and positive, good people, most importantly, right?
Tim's good at that.
Yeah.
Tim gets a good group together.
He does.